Hey, Cinemark fans, I'm Garen Flowers. Two unlikely worlds merge in the dramatic thriller Stillwater. I'm here with the lead actor who needs no introduction, Matt Damon. I tried to do my best Stillwater look. How'd I do?
It's good, man. It's really good.
I appreciate it. This has such an amazing cast. I was in love with the acting, including the super young and talented Lilu Siavois. What was the chemistry like on set?
I mean, I refer to her as the Meryl Streep of 9-year-olds. She's like just incredible and just a natural. And, I think for us, like the chemistry was different depending on who was there. Like Abby and Camille, they're pros, right? So we would talk about the work, one way, but with Lilu, we were just trying to keep it fun for her. Like that was our goal.
Everybody was so incredible to work with, and we all cared so much about the film and telling the story and getting it right that there was a very collaborative vibe between everybody on set, and it was just a really, really amazing experience altogether.
Matt Damon is such a great number one. By that I mean number one on the call sheet, but he's such a pro. Is so prepared, he's so ready, and he makes everyone feel at ease, right? He realizes he can do his best work if everyone's comfortable. And then little Lilu, as you say, 8 years old, never acted a day in her life, doesn't speak a word of English, and just showed up ready to play. And the chemistry between her and Matt, Matt's got 4 daughters of his own. He knows what it is to be a dad, and you could just see it, man. Matt speaks no French, she speaks no English. And they had this sort of thing between them. It was great.
Allison came here for college, and that's where she met this girl, Lena. One night she found Lena dead and called the police. All they cared about was Allison sleeping with some Arab girl.
I loved her.
I know you did.
But everybody thinks that I killed her.
You talked about how it took about 10 years to make this film. How did you get to a point where you felt like the script was real and raw and ready to go?
I just got tired of sitting on it. I was ready. It sounds more arduous than that. I worked on it for about a year, about 10 years ago, and it just wasn't the story I wanted to tell. Sometimes, there's all these things got to come into play when you're ready to direct a movie, and you got to really just feel right, not just about the material, but the timing. And it just wasn't syncing. So I put it down. I reapproached it, and I thought, okay, I love the setup. I don't like the rest of what I've written. I'm going to get 2 new writers. They're going to be French since the movie takes place primarily in France, and we're going to crack this. And I think we did. And at that point, I felt just as an American filmmaker, I knew what I wanted. I knew the discussion I wanted to have with my audience. And I think that's what filmmakers are always doing, right? We're having there's the story that's playing out on the screen, and then there's the discussion that's kind of underneath it all.
Talk about the dichotomy of filming in Marseille and Oklahoma, these 2 completely different worlds merging.
Yeah, which was another really fun part of the script and the reason I wanted to do it. Not only Stillwater, Oklahoma, but a roughneck from that part of the world is a very specific thing. It's a very specific subculture there. It's a really hard job, and not a lot of people can do it. I mean, I know I couldn't do it. I went out on those oil rigs and I was like, nope, I wouldn't last 10 minutes out here. This is very, very tough, challenging work. And so transplanting that guy who's from a very specific world and culture, and taking him and putting him in Marseille, which is in itself a very specific city. I mean, it's not Paris, it's Marseille. It's got an incredible energy, incredible history, incredible culture. It's you would never think of seeing these 2 things together, and that's part of the what we were trying to do with the movie.
The way that they film in France and the way that they film in the States is very different, and a little bit more laid back in Marseille, which I loved. But yeah, it was really cool that we got to actually film in the 2 places that it was taking place.
But we shot all of Oklahoma at the end of the schedule. So we were in Marseille for 4 or 5 months, and then went to Oklahoma at the end. And you're like, wow, these are really 2 different worlds, But I think that's part of the joy of doing what we do, dropping into these different places and trying to capture them and in some way marry them for the purposes of our story. You could just feel it in everything from the geography to the food. Was just 2 very different places. I think it's part of what's the enjoyment of this film.
Get a taste of Stillwater, a film you won't want to miss, by checking it out at Cinemark. You can get your tickets at cinemark.com.
She's my little girl.
Dad, please.
I'm not gonna give up.
Did you ask her to lie?
I'm trying to get my little girl out of jail. That's all I give a damn about.
You sound very American right now.
Good, I am.
Yeah, and you're also a stranger here.